Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video and this morning Sunday morning update on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update. Also wanted to talk a little bit about next week already. I will most likely be back with a middle of the day market update later today as well though, in which we'll talk about that again, and then we'll kind of blend it all together, right? We'll talk about next week, we'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, everything, so keep an eye out for that. But for now, we'll focus on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's price action has been pretty good. I mean, yesterday was obviously not great. Bitcoin held stable. I mean, the main balance, the main range that Bitcoin is in right now is between 104,200 to the upside, and then 102,600 to the downside. And you can see yesterday we did deviate towards that support level. But we did not break down below that. So yesterday just felt like a bit of a bearish day because a lot of altcoins did suffer. Although I must say, this morning altcoins have recovered again. Bitcoin dominance is pulling back a little bit. So ultimately, like, yes, we've had a lot of volatility this weekend, but doesn't really has something really happened this weekend? I would say no, except for the volatility, which is obviously something happening as well. And Bitcoin's price action has been quite constructive, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. I mean, obviously in my last couple of videos, one of the main things that I've been hammering on is that 7-day rolling VWAP. And if you actually want to see a continued uptrend from here, what you'd like to see is that holds as support, right? And yesterday, obviously, we lost that as support. I would say the price is kind of bouncing around that right now, trying to find out, all right, well, which direction and which position is the market agreeing on that is the right position to be in. So right now, for example, we'll talk about that a bit later. First of all, next week, in terms of economic data, it's relatively quiet. Monday through Wednesday, we don't have any data that's going to matter a lot, in my opinion. And then Thursday, we do have a lot of data with the PMI, initial jobless claims, existing home sales. And then Friday, we have new home sales, also quite quiet. So Thursday matters, but I'll still keep you updated on that throughout the entire week, right? So on Wednesday, I'll give you a reminder, etc. And I do think we're going to do a live stream, but no major news live streams. It will just be a regular trading live stream. So that's for next week. But like I said, I'll keep you updated on that in my next videos as well. Now on to Bitcoin. So like I said, Bitcoin ultimately has been in this stability, right? Stability between 104.2 and 102.6. That's where most of the volume is traded. And then you have deviations above that and deviations below that, which usually are trade opportunities in the opposite direction, unless it's a real breakout. However, in the middle, we have the POC, and that's 103.5. Very important if you want to get a bullish continuation into 105, 106, which are the two main price target. 105 is a previous POC, and 106 is the previous value area high of some price action back in January. But what I preferably would want to see in the next 24 hours is that Bitcoin is able to hold that level at least 103,500, where we have that POC and the 7-day rolling VWAP, right? Not the only way, but the best way and the quickest way to get continuation would be doing that, right? So today, my main focus is going to be on that level. If we're able to hold that, if we're able to actually get some volume from there as well, because obviously the volume in this weekend has been incredibly low, then I think we can actually rally into those new highs. For now, I haven't seen that, all right? The volume is very low, so why should I trust all this price action right now? I want to see volume, I want to see confirmation, all right? So unless we have that, and at this point of time we don't, I'm going to have to assume that we'll stay in the balance, all right? And staying in the balance means dropping down into 102.8, 102.6. So for now, short term, I'd say that's most likely. I will talk about this a little bit more in depth, and hopefully when we have a little bit more price action data and history as well this afternoon. So keep an eye on the channel for that, and consider subscribing if you want to be updated on that. But for now, I think that's what you need to know, and I think that's what you need to focus on. All right, so hopefully that helps. Those are my takes. Have a great Sunday. Take care, and bye.